One of my favorite segments of the year, the Art and Wine Festival here on MCTV, is when I get to visit with the one and only Marge Colapietro. Thank you so much for coming back.
You're so welcome, and my most favorite is making sure that I get a spot to be with Kenny every year. Except last year when you couldn't come.
Couldn't make it.
You were totally missed.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but every year Marge takes care of all the food for all the MCTV volunteers. She gets the drinks and everything, and everybody appreciates it and loves when Marge shows up.
Thank you very much. But before we get started, Kenny, I'm very interested because I just wanted our viewers to know how many years you've been working with MCTV for the Art and Wine Festival. You mentioned you didn't know for sure, but it was over 10.
Yeah, I think it was around 12 or 13. But I've actually been working for MCTV or the city of Millbrae since 1995. I used to do cameras for the city council meetings, believe it or not.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Yeah, and
okay.
then I had to wrap up the cameras when it was over and put them in the safe and then go home.
So Kenny, you go a long way with us, and truly, 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 you're one of MCTV's most appreciated people.
Wow, thank you.
So we look year after year, and I know the kids in Taylor School. How long have you been there?
23 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And everybody loves it. The kids come by. Hi, Mr. Milch.
all right.
Okay.
You're
so anyway,
former Millbrae mayor of Millbrae, Marge,
yes.
and so what have you been doing since the end of December of 2015?
Well, that's when I was turned out of office. I served 8 straight years on the city council, never missed one single meeting. And so I went back to what I did before I was elected to the city council, and that was to be a community volunteer. So I just didn't miss a step, picked it up, and I volunteer with Millbrae Television, with our Millbrae CERT program. You interviewed Viliami earlier in the day.
Great guy.
Millbrae Historical Society, Friends of the Library when they need help. So, and then also I've been very fortunate to be asked to remain as a public member of the San Mateo County Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee. So I do that. I've been doing that for about 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I keep very, very, very busy.
Yeah, you're the volunteer queen.
Well, I don't know about that.
And there's a lot going on with the Historical Society. We talked with John earlier.
Oh, yes.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, you'll have to bring your kids, or the kids should go after it's open. They should come over and take a tour of the new carriage house.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
And they have those new pictures that they found that are like 75 years old. Did John tell you about those?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's wonderful. So you have to do that.
So what value to a community are volunteers? You can speak on firsthand because you volunteer so much, but like, what is so beneficial? How can the other community members of Millbrae get involved, and how is it beneficial to them?
You know, in my first round of volunteering, and when I was helping the seniors tremendously, and the senior advisory committee, and working with them and having fundraisers for them, and when I would think about it, I would think, why are these people devoting so much? And then it dawned on me, and I kind of adopted something that said, the more volunteers you had, the stronger community you have. And they are a strength, in my opinion. They're an essence of the community. So they're very, very important. I mean, look at what goes on here today.
Right.
They probably have 200 volunteers from the Chamber of Commerce. You have about 80 volunteers for MCTV here. So you can't, it just doesn't go on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How could someone choose a volunteer opportunity?
Well, I think that people need to figure out what their best talent is. And once you discover what your best talent is, then you look and say, where can I use that talent? Where can the community use my talent and my abilities? So I think that's the right place to start.
What is a time commitment for volunteers in general?
Yeah, in general, I think that time is what you have to spare, and every hour you do something is very, very important, whether it's an hour a week, 2 hours a week, whether it's 20 hours a month, and it's the time that you have to give that is very, very important.
Where can the prospective volunteers look for the different opportunities?
There's many sources in the city of Millbrae, and for a good place to look is on the city website. You can go and contact the recreation department. You can look at the city committees and commissions. You can, if you have a favorite organization like the Lions Club, you can contact, you interviewed 9 or 10 people here today representing volunteers and clubs.
Yeah.
You can go to that particular club. It's a good start.
Well, most certainly the Millbrae community is very fortunate to have so many quality service organizations for both adults and youth that people can actually volunteer for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the Leos here today.
Right.
Yeah, and you see them all on the street picking up garbage and everything else. So
Right.
It's my pleasure to come back to our tradition, and hopefully we'll be here again next year.
Yeah, for sure.
And Kenny, truly, thank you so much for all that you do for Millbrae Television and our kids in the community.
I appreciate
So
that.
thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. It's a great community.
Okay.